Good evening, everyone. My name is Prince James, and I'm just up here to welcome everyone to the Cloete Academy Information Evening. Yes. So I'm just up here to motivate everyone to take the most out of this opportunity, to really take this time to feel the Cloete Academy spirit, even though it's just an evening for information. But that everyone may really take in the spirit that we try to spread here at the school, that you might have already felt when you walked in. But yeah, just here to welcome you and wish you a great evening further. Thank you.
Okay, goeienaand almal, good evening everyone. It's amazing to be with you for another Calling Cape Town Information Evening. Can I maybe just start by asking, for who is this a first? Okay, so that's a significant portion of the group. So we'll be sure to introduce you properly to the school, the ideas, the event, the vision. Just a quick introduction. My name is Werner Cloete. I am the co-founder of Calling Education, and just blown away by everything that has happened over the past 7.5 years. It's amazing to think it's only 7.75 years in for us. And it's incredible to see where our original vision was to start a top quality high school for low income learners in Stellenbosch. How that has, without us thinking that at the very start, it has become, within 7.5 years, it's become 3 schools with an amazing vision that's rapidly expanding. And we are so grateful to have all of you with us on that journey. So thank you for being here this evening. Thank you for believing with us. Thank you for supporting us. And to the gents here, thank you for giving your evening as well. I hope you formed some good relationships. And thanks to Gewald and Kaylin, who did a lot of the preparations for this evening, and the other Calling Academy staff who are here. So we'll introduce you to some of the Calling Cape Town team as we go along. My purpose is to just give you an overview of the school and the vision. For me, that is absolutely essential, because what we are asking you to do tonight is to partake in Calling Cape Town, which has as its main aim to raise funds for calling education. Now, if you don't know what you are raising funds for, you are not going to believe in it. So the idea of tonight is for me to share with you the very purpose of the event, which is to raise funds for this amazing mission called Calling Education. And we want all of you to be excited and to feel bought in and privileged to be part of this mission. And the Calling Cape Town community over the past few years played such an integral part in making our dreams a reality, and they've become such a wonderful family to the school. So let me get going quickly. The agenda for the evening is my job is to set the scene. Then we're going to recap a little bit about 2025, which was took place obviously in March this year. So Stephan May, who is the visionary behind Calling Cape Town, he will conduct that. And then looking ahead at next year, I think will be conducted by maybe a combination of people. And we'll talk you through how the fundraising works. There's a purpose-built, bespoke fundraising platform just for this event, which was an absolute game changer when it came in. So we'll talk you through that. Stephan will talk about the training days. I think Maritza will talk about the volunteers. So we'll introduce them as they come up, and then all the next steps. So hopefully there'll be questions and answers, and hopefully by the end of tonight you feel informed, but more importantly inspired to take part in what will hopefully be an incredible event in 2026. Okay, so I feel like I'm losing a bit of my slide there. Dale, maybe you were right at the beginning. But anyway, so we'll make do with missing words on the right. You can see if you can figure it out quickly. I don't know what happened there, but you can play around with it until it works, and if it doesn't, it's fine. So just a little bit of easy. Thank you, Dale. What did you do? Okay, thanks, Dale. Okay. That's why we have people like you. Give me the mic, give you the computer. Great teamwork. So just my personal history. I used to teach. At Paul Rus in Stellenbosch from 2015. Until 2015, when a friend approached me and said, "Listen, we've got to do something about the fact that there are such top quality schools in Stellenbosch, but they are for people who can pay. And the people who cannot pay don't have access to high quality schools. Can we solve this problem?" So I then took some time and then subsequently resigned at the end of 2015 and then did research and development with a group of friends 2016 and 17, and then in 2018 we started the school year in extremely humble facilities, and that was the first year of the school, and now we've graduated 3 matric groups. But that's just where we've come from. So the vision in essence is to provide top quality education to low income learners so they may lay hold of their calling. So that is something we can unpack as you get to know us. We've got I think the volume is maybe a little bit. So I'm not sure, maybe you could just get the volume down a little bit. Okay, so just for those of you who don't luckily there's been some really good movement in recent years, but anyway, that's the problem statement we are tackling. Not that maths is the be-all and end-all, but this is an interesting one. 3% of schools in South Africa produce more distinctions in maths than the other 97% put together. So you've got a really brilliant layer at the top, and then huge challenges in the rest. So we wanted to tackle that statement. Even here you see a very interesting, more a social statement. Approximately 70% of black children in South Africa grow up without their biological father in the household. You can't separate the social issues from the academic issues. They all flow into each other. So we thought, could we not even tackle that problem statement in the school? So recently we came to the attention of the Western Cape Education Department, and the Education Minister has taken quite a liking in our model, David Manier. Even today, this morning, there was an article, I think it was an IOL, that he wrote. We wrote about schools that are really game-changing for low-income communities. He listed 4, and we were one, so that was great to hear that we really are on his radar. And there you can see that in his view, our model works, and it's bringing hope to low-income communities. So really nice to get that accolade from the top, so to speak. So the 3 schools, just so you know, the one in Stellenbosch here currently has got 320 learners, 318 to be exact. And then the second one, which was founded in Christan in 2022, that one now has 235 learners. And the one in Paarl was just started this year, 2 grade 8 classes, so 55 kids there. And those 2 schools are still growing, so they will add more classrooms and more classes next year. And so these schools together next year will have an enrollment of roughly 750 pupils. So quite small, but we believe in going deep for longer term impact in our communities rather than spreading it so wide that we can show the big numbers, but we maybe fail to make the really transformative personal impact. So that's very much part of our vision. I don't want to go too much into the breakdown of our approach, but we obviously have a big focus on academics. We've got a massive focus on character development. We've got some purpose-built enrichment modules, specifically called Future Fathers and Call to Impact. Future Fathers is self-explanatory. Call to Impact is how do we equip our learners to go out and become community impactors themselves from a low-income community, but impacting my community, and then equipping them with the right mindset, a right process to identify programs, and eventually even funding to help them execute their programs. So some really incredible things have come out of that. And then we've got a very strong focus on post-school launch as well. We really help learners to launch into their post-school lives. Maybe a little bit more about that later. We partner with organizations like Unashamedly Ethical. I love that quote from Einstein, not just to aim for success, but to become a man of value. This is Sean Coelho, who's the youth worker from Unashamedly Ethical, who's here every second Tuesday working with the guys. I mentioned the post-school pathway. Reinhard was just at a function this morning from at Stellenbosch University. Incredible guy, how he's launching these learners into their post-school lives, tracking them even after school, maintaining a relationship with alumni. And we are in a way going to build out that portfolio for next year. So super exciting to see that growth. These are just 2 learners who we've enabled we've enabled financial support for them for after school and kept track and kept the relationship going with them. Incredible stories that have come out. Let me just try to quantify this issue of academic performance for you. So this is the systemic tests that were done all across the province in grade 9. So all the schools in the whole province have to do it, and then they give you feedback about your school's performance. This is 2022's results, 2023, 2024. I mean, we'll only get this year's results early in next year. So the yellow bar is the percentage of learners who passed the maths test. So it's quite a high bar to pass. It's 50% or above, then you passed. But only 23% of the kids in the entire province were able to get 50% or higher for their maths. The green bar is when they filter out the middle and the high income schools, and you just remain with the quintile 1 and 2 schools, so the lowest income learners. And only 8.5% of low income learners could pass that maths test last year of grade 9. So that gives you an idea of just the depth of the academic challenges. And then the purple bar is your own school, so that's calling Academy's achievement. Yes, it's great. I think we're doing a really good job with our maths teaching, but also the school has become such a desirable place for people to attend that I think we only admit about 1/5 of the applications that we get, a little bit more, 1/4 we admit. So it's also become academically selective. So that also drives this, this good achievement. But that just gives you an idea of the issue. And here you have for English the same results. Only 24% of low income schools the kids could pass their English exam. That's the provincial average, just under 50, and then here calling it was 75. So just last year, we thought we did quite well. We had a 93.3 pass rate, but you also always have to read that with a bachelor's pass rate, exemption to study at university, which is 50%, but that must be read with a maths participation rate. So many schools will maybe publish a really good pass rate, but their maths participation rate is at 10%. So we had a pretty good maths participation, just under 50% last year. And I just must show you something really funny. Well, it's not funny, it's actually amazing. But last Saturday I was just visiting my mom, and there was the newspaper, Die Burger. You all know Die Burger, the Afrikaans newspaper. And it had a list of Afrikaans schools in the whole province, right? I don't know how we got on there, but I think it's schools that offer, maybe they had the idea that we offer more subjects in Afrikaans as well. But there were some other low-fee schools as well, which I think are English schools only. But nonetheless, there was a long list of schools, and then they did a few things. They had, I think this is my computer. Let me just get rid of this WhatsApp because it's going to keep on going. This could potentially be quite embarrassing if I mess this up. Never ever display your WhatsApps on screen. I think all teachers have learned that. There we go. Down there. Okay. All good. So what they did is they took your maths achievement for all your learners who took maths. Then they took your math, divided it with all the grade 12s, not only the ones who took maths, so they had the maths participation factored in as well, therefore. So maths achievement, maths participation, and then they worked in a third factor, which was a wealth index, where they looked at your community that you serve, and they factored in what is the wealth of that community. And so they first produced a list of top 20 schools, looking only at achievement and participation. And that was the top 20, and then they produced what they call die ware top 20, okay, the true top 20, where they factor in the wealth index. So if you're serving a low-income community but get great results, that would be like really good. So I didn't even think we would be on the list. We didn't think last year our matrics did that well in maths. But it was a pretty nice surprise for us when this was die ware top 20, right? And then you've got Calling Academy coming in Western Cape right at number 6. It was quite amazing. And you can see way down here. So that was quite a nice result for us. And just this morning, like I said, we were at a function at Stellenbosch University where we got this certificate, but I mean, this went to like quite a few schools, so it's not only... Oh, Kim, I see you want to take a photo of that. I'll go back. That's a really nice... Okay. Have you got it? Okay. All the ways? Okay. So, so that was just nice to see that we're getting some recognition as well. Again, there were many schools, so don't read too much into it. But Stellenbosch University just saying, listen, you are considered a partner school because we have a high bachelor rate and a high percentage of learners from your school that end up attending Stellenbosch. So currently we've got 10% of our matrics of last year are studying at Stellenbosch, and then there are obviously others spread across other places. So for us, that's really great. And speaking of universities, just a month ago, 6 of our learners, 3 from Kroonstad and 3 from Stellenbosch, went to Oxford University, where we have a partner organization. So that was quite amazing, and Llewellyn might say something about that. He was one of the guys who went, so Llewellyn, we look forward to hearing from you. We asked our learners of last year, Well, actually, this was a survey amongst the previous 2 years, I think, 2 or 3 years that graduated. To what extent did the school lay a good academic foundation for your studies? And this is only for those who are studying or who studied. And you can see here that 62% said that, well, 63%, the school had an excellent academic foundation. 35% said the school had a good academic foundation, and only one person, I think, said the foundation was average. So that's quite a remarkable response from your university students. Did the school have, to what extent do you agree with calling Academy had a direct positive impact to get me to this point? Compared to the average school, 72% said that the school had a direct role to play, and I cannot thank the school enough. So really amazing results. What about the future fathers? What is the impact of your life in this regard? 61% said really great. Are you laughing at the one who said he convinced me not to become a father? That's one. I think he meant to say he convinced me not to become a father now. I think that's what he meant. Maybe one day. Okay. And then how do you feel about calling Academy? 90% said, I'm very grateful I could attend the school and I'm extremely positive. Let me just take you through the history. This was the founding year. Mud, dust, sewerage. I don't want to share the details. And then we had to break out the ceiling boards, the roof trusses had to be replaced. Very terrible conditions for a soccer field initially. Really good growth. You are sitting here tonight. This building has won 2 international architecture category awards. Some really amazing achievements for the architects, which obviously laid the foundation for us to do further building projects. We had 4 brave soldiers in 2022 starting calling Academy in Kroonstad. You will see Paul Loko on our videos quite regularly. Carmen went along to Oxford this year. Martin is the principal, so they are all still at the school, which is great. That's what it looked like there, the one bathroom. This is the same room as this one. So really great to be achieving these, dramatic sort of transformations of spaces. And you can see that classroom there at Kroonstad is very similar to the one you are in now. So try to stay with the design. And I think this was taken about a month ago, where we are busy building 3 more classrooms after the 4 we built last year in Kroonstad. So really great to see that growth. You can see some girls there. So it's a co-ed school in Kroonstad and in Paarl, which is where, there's still Kroonstad. That building was built last year, and I think there are 2 there. A total of 4 were built last year. And then this year, by God's grace, amazingly, we were able to start the 3rd school in these extremely historic buildings. According to the farmers, they're the oldest active farm school building in the country, school building in the country. So it's quite a nice little stat. And which is that one, 1854, they had the first classes there. So we've got 1 class there, 1 class there, and that's only enough for this year, so we have to build next year. You can see some of the Paarl kids. In fact, we started building last week. Just quickly for you to get an idea of the South African landscape, I'll keep it short. We've got your free government schools on the far left. These would typically maybe be a township school where it doesn't charge any fees, but it's often plagued by a lot of issues, oversubscription, poor management. I'm not blaming them, it's just really difficult, the circumstances. And then you've got your very expensive independent schools on the right. In recent years, we have seen the rise of the low-fee independent school sector. Some of them are profitable, Spark Schools, Kira Meridian, which might become a non-profit in future. That's a story for another day. You might have read about that. But we wanted to come in here on the low end, really to serve the low-income community. So the vision is we want to serve the low-income community with top-quality education. So our school fee, you will see, is a very low 7,640 Rand this year, per year. So 640 Rand a month. So we are playing in this very exciting space of bringing solutions to South Africa's education challenges. Specifically sitting there. Okay, so our financial model, did I say 7640? 7680 is the school fee this year. That brings, that low school fee enables the maximum government subsidy, which is great. So the government is in this all guns blazing. They support us financially. This year it's roughly 3.8 million Rand from government, which is great for a non-profit. You can do quite a bit with that. And then the learner partnership is the private donation part. So we are looking for roughly 12,000 Rand donated per learner every year. We budget to sort of reach 90% of that. And then operationally we are covered. This excludes capital expenses, so no building projects in here, only for the operations. So just to give you an idea of the total numbers, then I'll say something about where Calling Cape Town fits in. So this shows you this year's budget sort of estimations. We are not, we are heading to the end. But in Stellenbosch, you can see just under 10 million rand to run a mature school. No building projects required. In Kroonstad, because we are building 3 classrooms, the capital expenses are quite high. So, and they're not mature yet, but so you can see that cost is a little bit higher. In Paul, over 6 million because we are building 4 classrooms, which started, as I said, last week. And then head office is sort of the central support team, the finance office, and so on. So total expenses this year just under 30 million rand. So it's not something small anymore. So you can imagine for me having embarked on this crazy vision in 2018, we just had 4 teachers or 4 staff members in total. It was relatively low risk in some way. But now suddenly next year we'll have a staff of over 50. We're going to have a budget of roughly 35 million rand. Suddenly it's quite a serious enterprise. And that's why we need to take hands with as many possible partners, which includes you, this room. So where does that money come from? The tuition fees across the 3 campuses, roughly 3.3 million. The government subsidy around 4.7 million, but that will ramp up over time. Long story to explain their model. And then the donations bill is massive, 21.5 million rand this year that we have to get donated. Now that is a huge amount of money. We are still, I think we're still about 1.5 million that we must onboard to fund the building project in Paul. So you can hear it's an ongoing journey of faith, perseverance, prudence, all mixed together to raise north of 21 million rand each year. And I must say, and I said this to the Calling Cape Town group last year, we would not have started Calling Academy in Paul this year if it wasn't for the money raised by Calling Cape Town last year. Did I say that right? Because the money we raised with Calling Cape Town last year, I think the net raise, helping out you guys, was about 1.5 million, I think, net last year, which enabled us to say, okay, we feel confident to start Calling Academy Paul. And really Calling Cape Town, the event, has become like just the additional fuel we need in our tank to achieve that which we thought might have just been out of reach. And that was to start another school this year. And Stephan, to you, and to everyone else who believed enough to start Calling Cape Town, you have literally birthed like a new school and new opportunities for kids, which I think is just remarkable. So this year, well done. So just to give you an idea, the money that Calling Cape Town raised this year was net 2.5 million rand, which was incredible. So that represents more than 10% of our total donations bill, which I think is also fantastic. And if we can keep on ramping up the money raised by Calling Cape Town in accordance with the rate that Calling Education's expenses ramp up, I would be extremely grateful. So there's a challenge for you, Stephan. 10%, let's make it 15% every year of our total expense budget, and we'll be very grateful. Okay, so let me quickly get on to the main supporters of the event. The 2 main sponsors, the one is PPS Investments. I cannot tell you the incredible level of belief that we experienced with this group when we first walked in. I remember Stephan and I went to see them in Cape Town, and it was Donna Barnes and Anika Hamid, if I'm saying it right. And Anika represents the CSI team and Donna represents the marketing team. And our idea was we wanted to get a corporate sponsor who was willing to pay to cover the athletes' costs so that all the money the athletes raise can go straight to the school. That was the vision. And we were willing to like provide some marketing exposure on the shirts, on the events, share it here, and all of that. And I remember when we sat down, I don't know if you remember this, Stephan, but when we sat down, we already sent them the materials beforehand, and we told them what the idea was. So we sat down, Donna, who's the head of marketing, said, listen, before we start, I just want to say, we looked at it, and this isn't going to be a marketing thing for us, right? It's more on the CSI side, which is why Anika is sitting here. But let's hear your story. And then I shared the story of Calling Education, where we're going, and Stephan shared the story of Calling Cape Town. And afterwards, Donna said, wow, this is a great opportunity. Marketing and CSI on the table. So that was really amazing. And PPS, since then, they have just been absolutely incredible, the level of belief that they have shown. And while their marketing team cannot be here tonight, there are 2 people here. Kobus, who was actually the big guy who made the link first of all, and who said, we can link Calling Cape Town and PPS together, and that happened at a wedding. So thank you very much for speaking to the right people. We owe you a lot of gratitude. And then Kim is also here. Kim, I'm going to call you up shortly just to say something from PPS side. And then the other group that is represented, that became our kid sponsor, is First Ascent. I think it's Cloete, am I right? Yeah. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Sorry, outside in the dark. So she will also come and share something shortly. So also amazing how First Ascent just said, we totally believe in this vision and we will keep out the athletes. So brilliant. So a huge thanks to the two of them. And like I said, we'll call them up shortly. And then there's a range of other supporters. Stellies has been superb, gave finisher shirts last year to everyone who finished. And they actually gave historically. So Chris, thank you very much for Stellies backing. And Southern Sun, gave massive discounts on the hotel rooms. They allowed us to use the venue as a changing station and all of that. Sorry if my terminology isn't right. And so I can go on. Plato coffee, I can't remember what they supplied. Coffee. Coffee. Oh, yeah. Thank you. So, and then Jack Black provided, obviously, beer, and Butternut was there with a lot of their food. And then we had race food and Canberra and saltwater and United Protection Solutions, security on the mountain. So just amazing to see how many people just said, we want to be a part of this. And tonight you are here, hopefully with that same intent, saying, I also want to be a part of that. It's an incredible event. It's a huge amount of people that are rallying together to solve one of South Africa's greatest problems, and I want to be part of that team. And I think that's why all of you are here tonight. Okay, so I'm going to hand over to Christan quickly, who's going to share something about the video. Then we're going to look at the video. And then I want Kim to come up from PPS directly after the video with no further introduction, and Cloete from First Ascent, after which Llewellyn must say something, and then it's over to Stephan. Llewellyn. Okay, can Llewellyn come first then? Because he must leave on the transport. Is he here? Is he close by?
Yes.
Okay.
Joel is a guest appearance.
Joel was a calling student. He was a photographer in the second year of the event. First year of the event. Okay, amazing. And he's back here tonight, Joel. Great. Studying at University of KZN at the moment. It's great to have you here, Joel. So good. Is Llewellyn not close by now? Okay. And then so after Llewellyn, we'll roll like that. Christan, video, Kim, Cloete, and then Stephan. Okay, thank you everyone from the bottom of my heart. I cannot thank you all enough for what you've done for us. There are some of you who are sitting here tonight who are literally heroes who have put this thing together, and there are some of you who are emerging heroes. So emerge, and let's do it for next year. Thank you.
As the school came from humble beginnings, and to see where we are at now, it's just amazing to be part of something like this. As I said, the school, coming to the school, has opened a lot of opportunities for me, a lot of doors. I see from where I started, there's definitely been character and growth, in my life. Not only, around me, but it's been personal as well. I can see definitely going into the world, making an impact with what the school has equipped me with. And it's just been amazing all around. I'd also like to just say thank you to each and everyone that's here tonight. I think you guys are also contributing to some extent, when it comes to us and, the development that's taking place. You guys being here tonight, that speaks a lot. And tonight I'm just filled with gratitude. And then, so also said I have to mention about my opportunity that I got to go to Oxford, which was also, changed me to some extent. The way I see the world, broaden my horizons, so I can say now, coming back, coming from a rural area as well, that the school has given me the opportunity now to stand in a position of leadership. Not only that, but the way I view the world now, the perspective that I see the world from, and now coming back to my community and tackling tasks, things I want to see that can be done differently. So I'm just all around, I can just say thank you, talking about gratitude, and not only gratitude, but also my purpose, as that is one of the school's values. I can feel like the school has equipped me with the necessary values. It has grown me and grew me into someone I'm proud to be, someone that I feel that my family can look up to, someone that's not only, here representing himself, but that's representing a community, that's representing a family. And I hope and I believe that, the Lord will guide me, and that it's not only going to have a local impact, but this is going to spark something greater, something bigger than me, and definitely have a global impact, for future generations, and that this impact will last. So once again, I'd just like to say thank you, and that's all from me. Thank you. My dream, I'm very inspired by Mr. Cloete. In fact, he's my role model. So what he did in essence, just looking at the impact he had. And even when we were in Oxford, you could see these people that learned from him, it's basically his pupils that he also taught, and they also like seeing the impact he had on them through education. So my dream is to do something into education. I'm not really chasing the money or wealth. I just want to make a change. I've been passionate about it since a young age. Coming from childhood days now, that I've just been with a book and a pen. Always, I've been passionate about learning, teaching those around me, helping. And as we know that education is the key to success. Education is something that it goes beyond the barrier of ignorance and all of these things and social stigmas. So basically that's what I want to do. I just have a passion to change the world, have an impact, teach and basically be an inspiration to those around me to follow and do the same. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris, and myself and Devolt are involved with the media and marketing side of the Calling Cape Town Challenge. So what we are going to show you now is a 5-minute clip from year 1. So it's going to look very rough and rugged, because that's exactly what it was. It was sort of a group of people trying to figure out what it means to do a challenge like this and to raise funds for calling education. And hopefully it also gives you a sense of how the challenge has grown over the years and how privileged we feel to be part of something that's grown to be more formalized and that we can accommodate more people. But this is to give you a little bit of an insight of where this comes from, insight into what the challenge may be in terms of how epic it is, but also crazy and challenging and fun. And then I think Steph will tell us a little bit more about the story a little later on. So there's some details from the first year, which it was around COVID time, that kind of thing, which obviously won't be applicable now. But we hope you enjoy it and I hope it gives you a sense of what this might be like.
You guys are very quiet, please. Good morning and welcome to Calling Academy 2022. South Africa's education situation is a very interesting and problematic one in several ways. It's a multi-layered issue. And many learners coming from low-income backgrounds simply cannot access a high-quality education. But we have got an opportunity to address this. And that's why Calling Academy was started. Calling Education's vision statement in response to that problem statement was to develop the most relevant model of providing top quality education to low-income learners. For us to provide a top quality education to low-income learners, it's going to cost something. I got a call from Stephan and he told me, Werner, I couldn't sleep last night. That's how we started the conversation.
I haven't slept at all, and I have this crazy idea, and you must tell me what you think. He wants to do this challenge for the school, and it's going to entail these 3 crazy challenges all in one day. And I was just like, why do you want to go through all that effort?
The purpose behind the challenge is to raise 4 million rand for calling education. In the beginning, it was just going to be me, just doing the event, asking a couple of guys that I know to support the school.
You developed a great vision for us, sir. Tell us more about the event you're planning.
We will be swimming from Robben Island to Bloberg Strand, 8 kilometers swim, starting at 5:30 in the morning.
The main thing is to put on
and now everybody's calling it the bloody death race. Even you said to me on the phone the other day, we're going to come film the death race.
Then you're going to join the Cape Town cycle tour and do a 109-kilometer cycle.
And get changed and deal with hypothermia, get them warmed up and get them onto the bikes.
The cycling, 0.
I have never done a long cycle at all.
After the cycle, we are going to do the 3 Peaks Challenge. 50 kilometers with 3 kilometers in elevation.
Climbing or running 3 different peaks and getting that would then complete the challenge.
So head boy and Pilo is going to join us for the hike.
To be honest with you, a young Sia Khaleesi.
When you took this thing to play top.
They're doing things without an expectation to get something back, and then that's something very beautiful to see in people's hearts.
Mr. Ahmad is joining for the full challenge, and we're planning on doing that all within 24 hours.
I knew that there was going to be this boy Joel, and he's apparently very excited about photography.
You know when you do something and you're like, you're doing the right thing, you know, it was kind of like that.
We can't just go bang on 35 fair runs all day. We should.
Actually, have a training to get.
We do have a strategy.
We do. Just don't look at us.
Ready on the next.
Ready, start, boys! Ready!
Done. When he explained it to me again, I said to him, you can't do it. These guys are working people. They work 9 to 5, they've got families. You've got pro athletes. Not going to name names, but a couple of pro athletes were approached to do this, and I said no.
The events planners to tell us, like, you guys are actually taking on the impossible, but we will try and make this possible.
We're probably going to question some things on the road.
There's one small proviso, they rejected our application.
Just cut the conversation short there. Where hypothermia and death is a real risk.
Came through that he was positive with COVID.
You cannot participate tomorrow.
As I've got out into the mud, I had very bad sea sickness.
Come on guys, you guys are going to be late. Soaking wet. Still swimming after the Robin Island swim. This man.
It hurts.
The foghorn went off, which meant get off the mountain, and there's chances of lightning. No, stop the event now. Listen.
Grateful, feeling tired, feeling sore.
Mpilo is one of those examples where you want to say, this is why the school exists.
Then seeing how we achieved that together as a group, it's monumental.
The seeds that were planted this year are still going to grow.
Lovely to see some familiar faces. It was so nice. There's nothing better than the welcoming committee when I nearly drove straight past the exit or the entrance, and then I quickly did a short left and I was here. But thank you so much for the opportunity, Werner and your team, everyone that's been instrumental in this. I remember a year ago, I had just joined the business. So I'm relatively new to PPS Investments, and this was one of the very first projects that I got roped into. I had no idea what it was about, but I knew that anything that requires anyone to come along and just bring their true, authentic selves, rooted in purpose, and the energy. I remember being at the first information session, and you just felt it. And every single initiative thereafter was exactly that. I can speak about the training days. I brought my son along. He has not missed one training day. So when he heard I was coming here, he went on, Mom, I need to go with you because it's training again. I'm like, we're not training tonight, but we'll be training soon. But I think for us as a business, PPS Investments, we exist so that graduate professionals can live the lives that they want to live, but more importantly in a world worth living. And this makes absolute sense when we can come alongside any movement, and I believe it's a movement, that is dedicated and committed to creating the change. It's tangible. We had 20 athletes from PPS Investments and 20 volunteers that came alongside this cause last year, and absolutely excited. We start communicating to the business as of this week, you know, just in rallying everyone up. So from my side, I just want to extend a huge thank you, and just once again, for us it's not a sponsorship in the true sense that what it is, and you're right, Werner. It's an absolute partnership. We believe that we need to make the change that we want to see when it comes to the education within South Africa, and that's exactly what we do. So when we can align with an opportunity like this to come alongside calling education and bring that change, I mean, we look forward to every single moment alongside you. We look forward to rallying the troops, extending the invitation to our partners across PPS Investments to come alongside us, and then absolutely take on the 8th of March 2026 with everyone. We believe in heeding the call, and my challenge this evening to each and every one of you that would be interested, and this may be your first, is absolutely heed the call in whatever capacity you can. Athletes, volunteers, or just simply just giving of your time. It doesn't have to be resources, it can be anything. So we committed as PPS Investments, and we cannot wait for the opportunity to come alongside 2026 calling. Okay. Yeah, I think she's on her way.
Hi everyone, I'm Cloete. I'm here from First Ascent. Yes, so that's the rest of the First Ascent team, two of us. Yeah, it's a really big privilege for us to be here for the third year in a row. And it's cool seeing all the fresh new faces. People are keen to do this. Yeah, I think for us, this is not just an extreme event. It's really just a show of what people can do if they all rally together around a common goal. And yeah, we're just super excited to be part of this again and help you guys get to achieve what you guys set out to do. So, yeah, I mean, this year, and I'm quoting the website, so if this is wrong, it's not my fault. But Calling Cape Town brought in about 2.5 million rand. And yeah, it's just really cool to be part of this. And for us as a brand, a South African brand, it is really cool to help give back to the community we serve. And our gear just happens to be perfectly equipped to help you guys get through it. And as a last little nudge, just in case you guys need a little bit of motivation, we're giving you all 50% off all running and cycling gear until the 31st of October. If you want to get a little bit of a sneak peek, they're all there at the back, and you can also get a voucher code. So yeah, help yourself.
Thanks everyone. Yeah, just firstly, thanks so much for making the time this evening. We are only done with the first agenda item. That was the welcome and introduction. But that was also definitely the longest part, and it's intentionally so, just so the purpose of this info evening is really so that as athletes, a lot of people hear about the event, but this is really what it's all about. So this is to help you guys understand that you are more than potential athletes. The most important thing for you guys to keep in mind is that you are ambassadors, and we've structured it exactly that way so that we can keep the focus. Through over the years, we've flip-flopped in trying to figure out how can we make the biggest impact with this event, and yeah, so we we improving, and it's only next year will be our 5th year, and we're getting a little bit better. And as the numbers and the support kind of increases, I would say we're still at quite an early stage, but this is remarkably better than what year 1 and year 2. Every year just gets a lot better. And with that, I don't know if the slides are up. Devil? Okay, but okay, he's gone. Does anyone else have technical? Werner, you don't. Okay, but while we're waiting for the slides, can I just call up this year's team that is helping put the event together, or just we've got a core team made up of volunteers and just service partners. So Chris and Durr, you guys have met already, so you guys can come stand up here at the front. Alfred, come stand up. Maritza, come up. Durr, come up. Julian, come up. And if I'm not seeing you right now, come up as well. I think this is it. But maybe just quickly, so so now you guys have caught the heart of the event. We are going to focus and spend some time just on giving more color on the actual event and the training leading up to it. So a lot of you guys have heard of it. Chris and Durr have done a great job on social media, so I think there's general awareness, but this is an opportunity to ask questions. This is not an event where you just pitch up on the 8th of March and do a cool event and do some fundraising on the day. This is to help you guys understand that this is really how many months out are we now? 6 months. This really is a 6-month commitment, not just training-wise, but from a ambassador fundraising perspective. So we're going to give you some color on that. So Alfred and Durr so Alfred is our race director. He was an athlete not this year, the previous year. He was our biggest critic, but also he has now come on board. So he said, stop telling us everything where we can improve, we know, come help us improve. And he's done exactly that. So we're super happy to have Alfred on board to help us as race director this year, to make sure that everything on the day runs smoothly and in the lead up, but also just to assure all of you, and you'll hear from the event, safety is a priority. This is a dangerous event, and we do everything from our side to make sure that safety is we do what we can, and Alfred is really on that. Durr has also been with us from year 1. He was on that boat in that stormy ocean in year 1. So Durr is responsible for the swimming part of the leg, and they're going to give some more detail just on the breakdown. Maritza came on board last year as our head volunteer, changed the game, so I will give her an opportunity. She's head volunteer, but also helping with project management. Chris and Durr have been also from day 1. Without them, this event would not have happened, and you wouldn't know about it. So Chris and Durr, thank you so much. And Julian has also been an athlete, and he's helping with volunteer. He's like utility back. He's just, he's keen, he just wants to help. And I know there are a lot of you out there that also are keen and want to help. We're going to ask Julian to share something as well. And then in her absence, Melissa should be up here. I will speak on her behalf a little bit later, but she is our comms person, and she usually makes everyone laugh, and so we miss her this evening. If you see this later, Melissa, she's somewhere in the mountains. She's not going to watch it. Okay. Okay, thanks. I think you guys can sit down. I'm just going to run through, just to give you guys a flavor of the fundraising, because the fundraising, you'll believe it or not, is the hardest part of this event. But we're making it easier for you guys every year. But this is just to recap on what we did this year. A lot of people have questions about, okay, but what's a reasonable amount to raise? How do we go about it? So we're going to be giving you some tips on how to help you guys raise funds for the school. But just for this year, so this is just revenue line. Like Van and Colette said, the net amount raised for the school this year was 2.5, but all in all, 3 million rand was raised with the sponsorships and that's right, Werner. But through the donation system, so that's purely athletes, you guys, or this year's athletes, going out and asking people to donate to this cause because you are doing the challenge. was 2 million, and then outside of the system, just people making direct EFTs or donations was 960,000, with a total of 3 million raised this year. So just to give a sense of our top 10 fundraisers, the biggest fundraiser was Sean Reiters from PPS Investments, CEO, MD of PPS Investments, bringing in 185,000 Rand. So that's one person bringing in 185,000 Rand. And then you'll see, so top 10, Donnie's here tonight, 39,000. Who else is here? I'm here. But, okay, so this is just to give you a sense of, you really, if you make an effort, you can really raise a lot of funds and make a big impact for a school. So just to put in context, Werner said, it's what, 7,000 and something per learner for a school? School fee, okay? And then the learnership part?
Well, 12,000.
About 12. So if you are raising 12, it's not, there's a lot of things that it goes, that the funds raised go for buildings and all that kind of stuff, but just mentally, just think 12,000 Rand basically puts someone through school for a whole year, okay? So if we then just go to more, just some stats. So Melissa, our stat girl and comms girl, she put all these nice slides together for us. But the most amount of transactions, so these are the guys that really did the most effort. So Sean, again, so he raised the most, but he also got it from the most amount of people. I had 1 or 2 big donors, so it's distorted. But Sean had 109. He leveraged his network, and that is, yeah, so it's incredible. Gefilte Fish, that was a team of 3 or 4 guys that did the whole event together. They created a profile and fundraised together as a group of mates. So together, they got donations from 165 people, and David Hall was the 3rd most number of transactions at 75. Again, honorable mentions, Gefilte Fish and the Clarkies, there were 2 members. Anyway, so this we had these slides at our celebration evening just to give feedback after the event. On average, and Alfred, you must help me here, on average, every athlete raised 12.5, just over 12,500. So 12,700 was the average funds raised per athlete. Okay, so that's just a good marker in your mind mentally. So with that, I'm going to call Alfred and Durr to the front to talk us through just the practical event, the lead up. So we've done that. We're going to touch on the actual fundraising in a moment, but we're just going over to the event side. So thank you, Alfred.
Thanks, Stephan. Okay, so 20 November 2023, I was sitting in the back there, sipping on a glass of wine. Peter du Plessis was standing in the front here, and he reminded us that it's 3 months out, and you're about to do an Ironman. Well, actually something much harder than an Ironman. So you are sitting here as one of the crazies, wanting to do something more than an Ironman. It's a tough challenge you're signing up for. It looks like a jewel on all the Instagram reels, but it's going to be hard work to get there. Just a special how's it to William Barrett, that's always the vibe. And he sent a message and he said he's watching it, so let's see if he's actually watching it. We can watch it now. Okay, so yeah, I was wondering who of you have done an adventure race? Okay, so there's a few people whose hands are up. Okay, and I think the rest of you are the same breed. Okay, you guys are nuts to be sitting here, and I really love that. And I love that type of person, and you're headstrong, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. But there's going to be a lot of prep that needs to go into that. There's a lot of expectations that all of you have, and yeah, we've got an amazing guy at the swim that will take good care of you. If you look at Ironman, if the wind is slightly too strong, they will cancel the swim. They might shorten it, or they'll just cancel it. Okay, you're signing up for for a swim where you head into the dark. You start with a dark swim with a floaty behind you. This will become your best friend in the next couple of months. Okay, you put a light inside so the safety officers can see you, all the boats can see you. It's got a whistle. Most of them have a whistle. It's got a real whistle. I want to show you this, that it's actually a proper floaty, not like Michael Lord that rocks up with a waterproof bag and just with a piece of rope and ties it to himself. So safety is going to be a massive concern for us. We want you all to get out safely there. Durr, you want to chat about the water safety?
And qualifications.
Yeah, please make sure your whistles work before you enter the water. So I'm basically the guy that you're either going to love or curse at the evening before the event, depending on what Mother Nature throws at us. I'm basically in charge of the whole swim leg of the event, and there's a lot going into that. So I think the swim probably is the most challenging part of the event, not only for you as athletes, but also for us as the organizing team. Logistics, water safety, as it mentioned, it gets crazy. So, but it's all fun, and I really hope I can bribe Mother Nature enough to give us good weather for everyone to do a successful swim. We're not going into too many details tonight, but if I can just, all the new athletes, one humble request from me, please read the information that will be shared soon, I hope. The team really went to a lot of effort to put together all the information that you need to have around the swim. So please go through that, read before you send me questions or call me. Just a little sneak peek, we can call it like that. It's going to be very much the same concept as this year. So the swim will be split up into two groups. The first group being a group of 30 swimmers going for the Robben Island crossing. You're going to have to qualify to be part of that, and only individual athletes will be able to qualify for that, no team swimmers. The second group will be doing a loop swim in the Granger Bay area, close to the waterfront with Table Mountain on your side. It's spectacular. We're aiming for around between 7.5 and 8 kilometers, depending on my mood in the morning. So if I wake up in a good mood, 7.5 kilometers. If the coffee machine's not working, it's around 9 kilometers. So if you are training on a Saturday morning, just give me a call, say who's it there, and then train accordingly. And I think that's about it. Good luck. Hats off for taking up the challenge. You are more than welcome to reach out to me, ask questions after you've read all the information. And don't ask me if the water's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. Okay. Enjoy.
Okay, so Stephan is going to expand on the training days, but I can promise you that the water is cold. I rocked up at the first training day just in a Speedo, and Stephan shared the only peanut butter brookie that he had. He shared it with me because I was shaking so much, sitting in my car with 32 degrees on the heater trying to warm up. So it can get wild out there if you're not prepared. On that topic, triathlons are expensive events. Now you're doing a trail run as well with compulsory kit in the mountain as well. So this is an expensive event. You need a swimming wetsuit, not your surf wetsuit. You're swimming for 8Ks. You definitely want something comfortable and that is nice and floating. Obviously the floaty that I showed with a light inside and a whistle, and then goggles and cap and all those goodies. You obviously need a bicycle. You need to have your own cycle tour entry. We can't it's just because of logistics and your qualifying races that you do and all of that, it's just much easier if you just enter the cycle tour yourselves. Yeah, and then the trail running part as well, you're heading into a mountain. I mean, you start in Cape Town, it's all nice and chill, and when you up there at Pretoria Beacon, it's all nice and chilly. You won't believe how the weather changes, just even from Dead Man's Tree up to the top there. It can get quite windy, quite cold. So all your compulsory kit is super important. The fact that First Ascent's offering a lot of that at 50% discount is absolutely amazing. So it's a good time to then stock up and make sure you've got all of that going. Yeah, then other costs is obviously accommodation, flights for those that's not close. So keep it all in mind. It's a fundraiser, but then there's also a lot of funds that you need to spend on yourself for this. It is amazing that they're very generous with the registration fee, and then you can get your family and friends to get you that 12,000 Rand, I think, at least. It's not compulsory, but I think it should at least be a goal to aim at.
Thanks, Alfred. Durr. So up next, Julian. Did you quickly also just want to, Julian, just, yeah, he's going to share just an athlete perspective on what he feels like, just on the community. So Julian, how many times have you done the event? So Julian has done the full event 2 times. Show them your finisher's shirt. Take it off. Okay, so thanks to Chris sitting over there in the corner. They made us these awesome finisher shirts this year. I've also got mine on. I earned mine this year for the first time as well. But Julian, tell us something.
Thanks, Stephan. Yeah, so I think I'm not allowed to make any jokes about sharks during the swim, apparently. We usually get a lot of questions about that. But yeah, I thought I'll just share a bit about the community. I think arriving here this evening, it was pretty clear that there's something bigger going on. You know, like as soon as you pull up onto the school terrain, you can feel that there's something happening here. And I think a few people have alluded to it, to the Calling Academy vibe or feel. And I just want to emphasize how important that is for this whole event. So, like what Stephan said, the most difficult thing is the fundraising. Probably it's the thing that you're going to probably stress about the most. Or well, maybe the swim first. But yeah, the build up is actually where most of the fundraising happens. I mean, like most of the funds are collected before the day of the event. Most of the momentum is built before the in the 6 months leading up to the event. And I just want to encourage everyone to really tap into that. You definitely do want to know the people who are suffering alongside you on this very long day out, and also be able to enjoy it together, enjoy all of the highs and the lows. So I want to encourage everyone that's going to be taking part to come to all the training days, attend everything that you can, train together. It's a lot easier to not do it alone. And yeah, I think even for many volunteers that are here, there's a lot of familiar faces from last year. I think a lot of people can really testify that it's an amazing community. You really feel like you're part of something greater. I think I'll give a warning that volunteering is a bit of a gateway drug to actually doing the challenge. So, yeah, be careful. We have Werner that's also slowly but surely getting sucked in even more, and we're saying this here for accountability purposes. He's doing the whole 3 peaks next year. So whenever you see Werner in Stellenbosch, you can ask him how it's going with his training and encourage him. And yeah, I think, should I share a bit of, there hasn't really been anything about the day. Are you going to share about the athlete's experience on the day? Or should we?
No, you can't. No, you can. Quickly, brief, sure.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think something which helped me a lot, which Nadia shared, I think 2 years ago, like Alfred, I was also sitting in the backyard. At the time, that was 3 months away, and very few of us had started training, so it was like quite a terrifying experience seeing someone throw up on themselves in that video. So yeah, I think just to give a bit of to set the expectations, it's a long day out. It's like if you're really fast, I think AJ, who won it the last 2 years, finished in like 14-15 hours. Yeah, so average Joes like us can expect to finish it in between 20 and 24 hours. Okay, so by the time you get off the bicycle, you've been probably awake and moving for like 10 hours already, and that's when the biggest challenge, according to me, starts, which is the run, which is going to take you another 10 to 14 hours. Okay, so why I'm saying this is it's really important to just get out there, have long days out. Don't worry about speed. This is not an Ironman. You don't have to keep running the whole time. It's okay if you walk in between. I think what I want to encourage the athletes to do is basically just like have long days out, spend time in the mountains, and you race how you train. So don't go put it in 21 Ks on the prom and think that that's gonna cut it. Hitting your distance mileage. So yeah, I think with that, and also with the swim, I also just want to add, I did both swim routes. I was fortunate enough to do the crossing last year, and for those that can't do the crossing, the swim in front of the Atlantic seaboard is actually better, so don't feel bad. I enjoyed it way more. Yeah, it's just like under Table Mountain, the sun coming up and the clear water, and you can just like see all the sharks there.
Thanks, Julian. Yeah, I think that's really important, just for context. So on the fundraising, which is harder than the swim, but also more fun. And it's hard, but it's not that hard, because when you sign up for something like this, people want you to talk about it. So when I go out for lunches at work, like with bankers and whoever, I'm the junior in the team, and then my boss always, like, in that awkward moment when they're introducing each other, he goes, "Hey, he must tell you what he's going to do in a couple of months' time," and then we spend at least like 10-15 minutes talking about calling Cape Town. And then that's why I've only got like a few big donations, was like some of those lunches where my boss introduced. So I think it does, around the bride, December is like key time to spread the message on fundraising. Year 1, 2, and 3, it was really difficult to keep track of who was donating. We just like basically sent the bank details. We had a link that worked sometimes, it didn't work other times. You had no idea who donated, so then you had to follow up with them all the time. So we've solved all of it. Melissa, who was one of the athletes that year, said, "Please, can she just help her company?" And she came on board and she helped a big deal. So her team built a donation management system for the school, which I think is in time maybe going to be rolled out broader than just the Calling Cape Town event. But for the Calling Cape Town event, it makes your fundraising a lot easier. So a donation management system is basically a profile that you get. We'll go through it now and you can do it on your phones. This year's one is still live. But you each get your own personal profile that looks more, the landing page looks like this. So you will each have your own profile that we use the details from the Entry Ninja form to populate this, and then you can send that link to your friends, to your WhatsApp groups, to your running groups, and tell people, "I'm going to do this event, give the school money." Nice thing is that you can genuinely tell everyone that everything that they donate is going straight to the school. So that was what PPS, what Werner was alluding to before. It's always awkward having that conversation with the skeptical friend around the fire saying, oh, but you're actually just wanting me to fund your cool adventure. This is not what this is about. Everything that you raise or everything that your Oma or auntie literally goes straight to the school thanks to PPS. And yeah, so thanks, Kim and the PPS team. So you can do it right now. Melissa made these slides, so I think she did we're going to do a practical one just now. But you can go to donate.callingcpt.com and then you'll see all the athletes from this year. You can search or you can just send your direct link. Okay? When someone donates, you get a confirmation email and that person gets a confirmation email. So you know exactly, so you can follow up with your grandma that said she was going to give you 50 Rand, but she didn't, and then you'll know because you both get an email. Okay, this is a lot of info. We'll send all the slides again, but essentially, Melissa will be communicating with you going forward and be sharing all this information and managing the profiles on our behalf. But just to say that all international payments are accepted. Calling Education is a registered public benefit organization, so your donors qualify for Section 18A SARS certificates, so they can subtract it from their income tax and get a tax break at the end of the tax year. And BEE certificates are also available. Some corporate sponsors that you speak to might want to know what do they get. So they get certificates and there's BEE accreditation if they want to claim SED points. So some companies, like one of the athletes this year, his company wanted to give 50,000 Rand, but this stuff was important to them. So that's just so that you guys know. Okay, so training days, like Julian said, the community and getting to know each other, this is not fun doing it on your own. This is where it is different to Ironman. This really is a team sport. Oh, it's not. Okay, this is really is a team event. It is awesome going up and down the mountain. No, you go past the same people 6 times, up and down the peaks, and giving each other high fives and hugs. So the training days are really important. Firstly, just to get used to the cold water. Like Alfred said, if you are swimming in cold water for the first time, so people that are, we've had people fly down from Durban and Joburg and Pretoria for the training days, just to get that cold water exposure. If you have an ice bath at home, that's an easier way, I guess, than flying down, but you're not going to meet cool people in your ice bath. There are 4 training days that we've set out for this year. The 18th of October is our first open training day. Registrations close, or the first, registrations on Entry Ninja on the website. You can get the link on the website. Tell your friends. We also communicated on social media, Christan, guys. 1 November, the registrations close for next year's event. So before that date, on the 18th of October, if you still have friends that want to check things out, if you're still wanting to check things out, come join us for that training day. This year, what is different for the athletes that have joined us maybe last year is, I'll show it on the next slide, so let me not get ahead of myself. But then we've got 4 training days in total, 2 on this side of the year and 2 on next side of the year. Those are the dates, the 6th of December. Then you go away and party. That thing in the guys in the middle that's New Year's, go have holiday, train hard. And then when you get back on the 24th, we usually have like a big training day. So that's where we do like a massive swim, we do like a 5K swim, and we'll do a run and a cycle. On these training days, we typically always swim at Clifton 4th is where we start, 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning. So that's the most important thing that just conditioning wise that you'll need to get your body used to. Other than that, you can go run in the mountains for long. That's the running and the cycling. The running and the swim is really the most important things to condition yourself on. The cycle has been kind of regarded, it's your time to rest between the swim and the run. Okay, so that's yeah. So This year, what's different from last year is that safety, we are ratcheting up our safety concerns. We really have had a couple of close calls on the training days, Alfred being one of them, and we are not wanting to risk that for the school or for the event. So this year we've partnered with Cape Town Swim, and they are going to be managing our swims for us on the training day. So they're organizing lifesavers, they're organizing medics, they're going to be people in the water. It was a big challenge for us this year and a big risk, and we're grateful that we haven't had any serious incidents, although it has been close. People rock up in their PT brookies without goggles, and they're like, cool, I'm going to train for this event. It's 10 minutes, and then we don't have the proper... So we've sorted all that out, but what that does mean is that the training days does come at a small cost just to cover the costs of them organizing the event. So we will send you a link to register for the swim, capture all your details, and it's then going to just cost 180 Rand to join us for the training day. It is basically a mini event. So the swim will be covered by Cape Town Swim, and then informally, us athletes, we can go for a run, climb Table Mountain afterwards if we want to, or go for a cycle. So the idea is not for it to be like, we're not wanting to create 4 events before the big event. This is really just an opportunity for us to swim together. The most dangerous part, we've just kind of covered our bases with Cape Town Swim. They've also offered there on the right-hand side, if you are in Cape Town or even remote, they've got packages online. I just said we'll put up what they have on offer. But they've got a bunch of offers, and they're giving us calling Cape Town discount codes for their programs. They've got regular swims in Cape Town. So if you're based in Cape Town, this is a great option. They've also got training programs for people that live a little bit further away. But that's just to say we are partnering with them. When you register via the link, it then spits out all these details, and you must bring your swimming. You are going to need a swimming buoy in any event. So I just want to reiterate what Alfred said. This guy is important. If you guys go missing in the water, that's not going to be good. But this helps us.
Find your body.
Alfred said, find your body. Okay? Okay, that's that on the training day. So you don't have to worry about taking down notes. Melissa will send you everything via email after this event in the next week or 2. But I just want to give an opportunity for Maritza, the champion volunteer head, to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. I think from what we've just heard, not the shark bit, Julian, this event will not be possible without the partnerships that's formed along the way. And that includes every single volunteer that puts their hand up to come alongside us to make this event possible and happening. Alongside the support from the friends and the family, I've been privileged to witness how even just a small smile or a gesture of encouragement can actually help encourage an athlete and get them through a day. Last year we had 60 slots to fill, and we only had 44 individuals put their hand up to come and assist us on the day. So this is really an invitation to you, if you're not one of the crazies who's going to sign up and do this event and join Julian to go and swim with the sharks. I actually want to just maybe repeat what Alfred said to me the other day. If you want to do something tougher than the event itself, come and volunteer. It's truly a remarkable experience. To come alongside these guys who's putting themselves out there to really make a difference in the lives of these children. How do we get involved? There will be a link on the website that you can complete. And then come get involved in the training days as early as the training days, just like it's an invitation and an opportunity for the athletes to come to know each other it's an opportunity for us as volunteers to get to know each other as well. And just we're going to teach you and show you the ropes with these training days. So it just sets the scene for you of what to expect when you sign up as a volunteer. So we're really looking forward for you to come aboard alongside us to make this possible.
Thanks, Maritza. Christan, did you want to say something about the marketing at all? Support? You did, yeah?
Yeah, I forgot. So, in terms of marketing, who of you have seen the Calling Cape Town marketing on Instagram? Just sort of a show of hands. Nice, thank you. So a lot of what you'll see there, it's sort of run and gun, candid, and that's part of the Calling Cape Town feel. You know, it's not this cinematic, polished, beautiful. Cape Town is like that. The event is epic, and it's possible for us to create that kind of content. But it feels a lot more real, sort of like in the moment. The boys are there cheering us on, and everyone's having a lot of fun, and there's high fives going around. And that kind of content, actually creating that kind of content, allows for us to tell a very earthy, real story. And it allows us also to collaborate with the athletes. So that's a big part of the way that we approach the storytelling of this event is what we call athlete-generated content. And then working with volunteers. So like Kombrink was shooting photos, he's looking at doing the event next year. Jason Samuels, put up your hand, Jason. I didn't know that Jason was going to be here tonight. He's here shooting photos, he'll be creating like Jason. So Jason is a great example of someone who basically just said, I'm keen, I'm going to start creating content for Calling Cape Town, will you collaborate with me? So it's like we're building momentum, and like whether it's Instagram stories or whether it's creating reels and you collab with us, or you know we take the same approach with the brands that collaborate or that partner with us in doing this event. It's a sense of we want to bring people on board in terms of telling the Calling Cape Town story. So if you've got ideas, if you've got skills to volunteer, if you've got a friend that would be keen to get involved, come chat to us. You can also, through the volunteer link that Maritza just told you about, there's a part like where you can do, you can reach out through that, like become a volunteer, and then you can volunteer your content creation services. So that's in terms of creating content and telling the Calling Cape Town story. We really want people to be on board. Thank you also to the people that shot like footage for us on the day and that sent that to us, which allows us to to tell the story. That's the one part, and then we'll do our utmost to equip you with the necessary resources to tell the Calling Cape Town story to potential donors, and that's like that's like one-pager documents, and the website's there, and we'll create video content and send you that stuff on WhatsApp so you can send it to your grandma who's not on Instagram. So we'll do our utmost to make it as easy as possible for you to tell this story and to hopefully help you in fundraising, because that's the big thing. It's like our hero stories are like Sean, the CEO of PPS, who raised the most funds and did the cycle last year. Or it's someone like Ryan, where's Ryan? Ryan there, who did the event and then actually went through, this is your story to tell, my friend, but went through like a fight with cancer over the past year or so and has now come out of that and will be like, he'll be doing the challenge again next year in a relay team with Nikki. It's like, Calling Cape Town, it's not really about who finishes first in a sense. It's like great, we celebrate athletic prowess and people that are strong and fast, and it's beautiful to see and witness on the day. But we also we celebrate the people that raise funds and that overcome great odds to be here and to help the kids. So that's the story that we want to tell, and we want to work with you in telling that story. Cool, thank you.
I see our friends from Southern Sun also here. Marvin, do you just really want to come forward? Not? Do you guys want to? Okay, well, they're standing there at the back. But guys, in terms of hospitality on the day, Southern Sun has been a great partner. Also, so that year one in that video that you guys watched, our changeover space was in someone's back garden at, where was it? In Cliff Street? Yeah, Cliff next street. And when we finished at 2 o'clock in the morning, they were like, guys, you can't make a noise. So it was like this hush, hush, we don't know what to do. And then we had to move across to we finished at the Shell garage. that last year, because they're like, okay, we've got to make a plan, you can't make a noise there. But just a shout out to Southern Sun, who on the day they provide discount vouchers for all our athletes to stay in the hotel. That's where we do our changeovers, and they've just been awesome partners, so thanks for coming through tonight as well, guys. Do we have Butternut here tonight as well? Juanita was going to be... Hey, Juanita, skis. So Butternut is also... If you don't know Butternut, you will get to know them very soon, but they are always there on the training days helping us with nutrition. And yeah, so they've also been with us and supporting the school since day one. So on the marketing side, we really just want to encourage all of you to give shout outs to our sponsors. Without them, it's a team effort. So we all help each other. It's this big virtuous cycle. The more you post about them and say thanks, the more they want to support, the better for the event, the more schools the calling education can put up. So let's, so just a big shout out again to all our sponsors. And then we are, can you believe it, on our last agenda item of the evening, before we go into a few Q&A, there's going to be a lot of time for questions and answers, and there are a lot of previous athletes in the room, so a lot of them will have the answers, but we will do some Q&A. While Melissa is gone, she's just, did you all get a sheet of paper just with some key dates, okay? So that's just key dates until the end of the year. It could feel like an information overload, but we will send you all the information that you need. But basically, that first dot, that's you guys right here and online. This is the info evening. Sign-ups are open until the 1st of November. Then we review the entries. We don't really review anything. We just see, are you real humans? So don't be worried that you're not gonna just enter. We'll just have a look at it and say, okay, cool, you're a human being. And then we're going to communicate on the 8th. Like I mentioned, our first open training day is on the 18th of October. Please invite your friends and spread the word. We're wanting to get as many people part of this community as possible. So from right now, you can already be ambassadors, even if you don't participate next year. Then you'll only in November will you get access to your donation profiles. And so you don't have to start with fundraising now. Just tell people to join us at the training day on the 18th. That's the main focus for the next couple of months, and to just register as an athlete and a volunteer before the 1st of November. Then on the 6th of December, so you will then get your athlete profiles by the 10th of November. By the end of the year, so I just want to explain how, because we are basically running this event, we say it doesn't cost anything. The registration fee costs 100 Rand to register on Entry Ninja. If any of you have done an Ironman before, it costs, I have never done one, but apparently it costs something like 9,000 Rand to enter. This is not a for-profit event, so we are wanting to make it clear that the purpose of this event is to raise funds. So you're not paying a whole bunch of money to do a cool event. We are trying to keep the cost as low as possible, like calling education does for their learners to go through school. But then we do require of you to make an effort to raise funds. So we do have people that think, oh, First Ascent, 50% off, it's only 100 Rand and I can do this awesome event, and then they do zero effort in raising funds. That's frowned upon. Yeah. So while we are not, so that's just context. For the end of the year, it's a very modest, kind of just a hurdle. 1,500 Rand is not going to shake the world, but it just shows that by the end of December, if you've managed to raise 1,500 Rand through your networks, or just by paying the amount yourself through your donation network, that kind of shows us that, okay, you are actually serious about being an athlete and an ambassador. We also don't want to give you a bunch of free First Ascent stuff if we see that you're just a freeloader. So that 1,500 Rand is just for us to get a check so that we're not wasting Cloete's First Ascent gear on you. We get like nice bibs and caps that we do together on training days. So that's what the 1,500 Rand is for. At the end of December, it's the same for For relay teams, you will also, for the whole relay team, we're being more lenient with you actually this year. 1,500 Rand for the whole team because your kit is just being split between 3 people. So that's the rationale for the December. Then, but the expectation will be to actually participate on the day. There will be another milestone, fundraising milestone, in the same way that we're going to check, do you have your swimming buoy, do you have your swimming light, have you raised at least 5,000 Rand through your donation management system? That's going to be a checklist item for you to participate on the day. It's really not to, it really is just to make sure that we are keeping freeloaders off of the system and not abusing this amazing opportunity. Okay, so that's that just for context. That little piece of paper is just so that you can keep it in your diary and write down the dates at home, but we'll send you an email as well. So Entry Ninja, it's all on the website. So direct your friends to Entry Ninja or to our Instagram page. We have a Facebook page, but mostly the traction is on Instagram. So for teams, you can be 2 or 3 people. We've had a lot of people enter as individuals, but they want to do it together, so they register a team of 3 individuals doing the whole event. So you can be 2 or 3 people doing either the swim and then the cycle, and then the second person doing the run, or 3 people doing the different legs. Okay, so that you can manage all of that through Entry Ninja this year. That's also different to last year. And then there will be a waiting list from the 2nd of November. So that means you can still register. You just get put in like a waiting bucket. And so if you haven't registered by the 1st of November, you will get put in a bucket that gets confirmed in the new year to participate. That's just, we really want to encourage people to get on board early. And your fundraising milestone to qualify will be a little bit more stringent than you guys that registered by the 1st of November. So really, please do, even if the guys are unsure, just tell them to register on the 1st of November. They can always fall out and not read. They're just going to lose 100 Rand. Okay, so, that was Melissa that put that reminder up, that us volunteers, we do also have other jobs, so we're not like this always going to answer immediately. And also, the record this year was someone sent Melissa 134 messages with like questions and follow-up. So that's not the record to beat. That's Melissa. I asked her to put a picture up of herself, but that basically sums Melissa up there in those 2 blocks. So also what happened last year is that Melissa was running all of this stuff through her personal WhatsApp number, and she got blocked from WhatsApp for like 2 days because WhatsApp thought she was spamming a bunch of people. So please, right now, save the Calling Cape Town. We have moved it to a business account. Thank you, Alfred, for that initiative. But save that number on your phone so that when Melissa sends a WhatsApp, it's not it picks up whether her number is saved on your side. So please don't block the business WhatsApp account by not having the number. So please just save the details. Melissa will then send a link. We're going to create another WhatsApp community. That's where all the athletes, so that's where Alfred saw that William was busy watching this session tonight, was because he let us know in the 2025 athletes WhatsApp group, okay, cool, we're watching. It's also a great space for you to connect with people in your areas. So besides for the training days, I really want to encourage you to find a couple of friends to train with, meet guys, and if you from Franschhoek or from Stellenbosch or from Cape Town, find guys to train with together. The WhatsApp community is a great space to kind of connect and recognize people from the training days. We will also have like an athlete hub that we've started building last year with literally there's so much detail, and I know that some of us are only going to read the detail the evening before, but in November we'll share like a whole list of, so if you are an info geek and want to plan now for next year already, all the info will be on that page. So just be patient with us until November. We're updating all the info and everything that you need to know for next year's event. before I open for questions, just who are last year's athletes? Just raise your hands quickly, or just stand up quickly. This year or last year, doesn't matter. Okay, so so have a look at these guys, ask them questions as well afterwards. They are very well placed to tell you a lot of nice stories. Are there any other practical questions at this stage, something that we maybe haven't conveyed properly? If there's no questions, that will be the first year. Which is great, which means we're improving. Are there really no questions? Okay, guys, with that, then, thank you so much for being with us this evening. Thanks, Werner, and just everyone at Calling Education and the boys for giving us this opportunity. This really is something you can ask the athletes from this year. I mean, Cloete, he didn't look like he looks like. So Maritza saying this is a gateway drug. Cloete is looking amazing. You should have, he's ripped and fit. Last year he looked like a real accountant. So this will change your life, okay? So I just want to say, just having the guys on the mountains. Alfred this year, when we were doing the event, the Calling Running Club was with us on top of the mountain, the trail taxi that Alfred, did you start trail taxi, Alfred? Yeah, so Alfred started trail taxi where he takes the guys into the mountain and exposes them to trail running. So it's really, the guys that are involved with this event, we really are about making an impact and making a difference, and we're keen to welcome you as part of the crew. So please feel free to connect with any of us, and please, Devold asked me to let you guys know that you must please take home food, eat the food, drink the wine. I think there's still a lot left, so don't just disappear. Nee, Devold is of course. There's still a lot of food, guys. Why are you so shy? So
just on the First Ascent, it's 1 use per person.
First Ascent, collectors, I'm assuming that's what collect. It's 1 use per person. I don't know whether you can load a couple.
I don't know.
Okay, test it. Load as many things as you can. One-time use. Okay, so make a decision quickly about. So punch everything into your one-time use code. Don't use the 50% voucher. It's not going to work more than twice. Okay, thanks so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
We gaan vorentoe.
Say something to the camera.
Hi.
Wait.
You're gonna do it? I don't know. I might maybe do the run. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. No, I'm actually, I'm just good. Hope you guys are good too.
No.
Cape Town. I mean, What? I'm sorry. We get out of experience. You know. Wait. You're going up. Alicia.
Yeah.
Are you doing it?
We'll see. But I'm keen. If I'm not doing it, I'm volunteering. So either way, I'm there.
In the media crew.
Yeah, I do marketing.
Yeah. Okay. This is